Debunking 50 audio tips in less than 10 minutes. That's my challenge for today. Hello dear audio wizards and fellow music makers. Without any further ado, let's dive into it. Always mix at minus 18 dB RMS. Silly nonsense, mix at whatever level you like. You must always leave minus 6 dBs of headroom for the mastering. This is a nonsense vestige from the past. As long as your master is not clipping above 0, you're fine. Every track should peak at minus 12 dB full scale. Silly nonsense, never ever do you need any track peaking at some levels. You just need to avoid having peaks. So this leaves me to the other thing, like never exceed minus 6 dB on individual tracks. Makes no sense. The only thing that matters is if you are using analog emulation plugins, then the input level might be of some importance. And so please check the plugins you are using and use your ears to hear if there is a difference in the sonic result when you increase the loudness. Gain staging is the key to a proper professional sound. This has nothing to do. Again, what needs to be done is proper control over your loudness and understanding the tools you are using. Master your tracks at minus 14 LUFS for Spotify. Nonsense, you have to master tracks at the loudness of the genre's aesthetics. Always high pass every track to gain clean mix. Silly nonsense. Please, for God's sakes, don't do that. Keep the low where it's needed, and sometimes just the shelf if you want to clean up things but not remove everything. Dip 200 Hz on your master to gain clarity. Yes, some masters are blurred and it can help, but this is never ever always the case. You should always remove problematic frequencies. Silly nonsense. What is problematic? And sometimes peaking frequencies are what are making the sound. Sometimes you want them to peak through the mix. Not always, but it's a question of context. A good mix is balanced with a spectrum analyzer. Silly nonsense. Linear phase filters always do sound better. Totally false, especially when you pay attention to the transients and when you are touching the low end. Please don't use linear phase filters for that because they add pre-ringing and are messing up with your transients. Boosting is bad. Cutting is better for EQs. Again, silly nonsense. What is true is you want to cut narrow and to boost broad to avoid having the filter ringing. But you can for sure boost what is there, especially when you use some analog emulations. Sometimes by boosting you add harmonic distortion and it's adding some flavor, some mojo to the sound. Every track needs compression. It's fucking nonsense. Compression is for controlling peaks. Yes, only if you use short attack times, and even there sometimes a limiter or a clipper is a better choice. Fast attack gives you more punch. Total nonsense. It's the opposite. Long attack gives you the punch. It leaves the transients true. Fast release gives more dynamics. Nonsense. Ratio determines how strong a compression is. Yes and no. It's depending on the threshold and on the attack settings of the compression. You should always aim at 3 to 6 decibels of gain reduction. Makes no sense. Sometimes you can have 15 dBs of gain reduction. Sometimes you are leveling things out with very smooth knees and smooth progression on the sound. And sometimes on a master bus, 1 decibel is more than enough. So nonsense. Add saturation everywhere to make your sound fuller, denser. Nonsense. You don't want that. Sometimes you just want a pure sine wave. More harmonics means better sound. Again, nonsense. Yeah, some harmonics make things more alive, but not always. Saturation makes things warmer. Again, false. Everything that is linked to all the harmonics makes things more harsh. It's making things like a square wave. Is a square wave warm? I doubt it. Analog equals saturation. Again, has nothing to do. For sure, if you add more even harmonics, you can get to something that is more fuller, more warmer, or sometimes more analog edge. But analog sound comes from many other things like drifting, like controlling of the crest, like phase shifting and everything like that. An exciter always improves clarity. False again. If you have a lot of excitement, you can have harmonic content that spreads across high frequencies and that are masking your transients, so it's making things less clear. Aliasing is bad. You need to oversample. Yes, you can, and yes, oversampling most of the time is good, but sometimes having a little bit of aliasing is actually just adding that edge that you want to that top end. Low needs to be mono. Yes, if you are pressing on a vinyl. Make your low end mono with a utility, with a mono maker. Silly nonsense. You are just collapsing the correlation issues between the left and the right and actually printing the comp filtering that might happen when a system is playing in mono. So use other tools like Bassline Pro. Just choose one channel, the left or the right, to make proper mono low end. Use MSEQ to cut the sides to clean the lows. Again, it can help, but then you lose some part of the information. If you do that, you need to use this as linear phase filter, otherwise you create phase issues between the mid and the side. And then if you use linear phase and you are creating pre-ringing and you are messing up also with the transients in the low end. So there are good and there are bad things about that. Mono below 120 Hz is mandatory. Again, false. Wider is always better. Believe me, it isn't. Yeah, you might want to make sometimes things wider, but sometimes you like intimacy, sometimes you like mono. You should widen your master. Again, false. Sometimes having too much of low medium area width makes the thing blurry. You like the punch, you like the focus, so you might sometimes refocus things. A good mix fills the entire stereo fields. Again, wrong. You can have things that are just on some part, and this is also making your track nice and clean. High frequencies should live in the sides. Yes, they can, but they should not per se. Having high frequency dead center in the mono makes the transients of a snare pop through, makes a vocal clean and understandable. So you want also high frequencies in the mid part. You need to maximize your transients. Again, false. Sometimes you need to control them, sometimes you want to expand, and this is all content dependent. More punch equals a better mix. Again, false, because at high levels, sometimes the punch is just making your ears bleed. A good mix must be very dynamic. False again. Sometimes the glue, the cohesion and the dynamic control makes the genre. It's what actually makes the thing click together. Sometimes you want it dynamic, sometimes you don't. Transients should always be sharp. Again, false. Sometimes it's making your ear bleed. Crest factor should be high. False. Crest factor needs to be controlled. You want some crest factor to have some life, to have some contrast and some punch, but you also want to control it to avoid your sound to be too thin. Analog plugins, emulations are better. No, you don't always want that vibe. Sometimes you want clean, surgical sound. Oversampling is always better. As I said, no, because sometimes the aliasing is nice. More processing means better result. False. More processing can add a lot of other issues, self-noise, phase, and whatever. There is a universal mastering chain, or there are many mastering chains shared online. These are the silliest things that I can see. Every track is unique. You need to approach this with a unique approach. Your sound card affects the bounce. This is one of the most believed things by beginners, and it's the thing that has no sense. What makes the bounce is what is happening inside your computer. So except if you're sending that to external gear, your sound card has no fucking impact on your sound. You should always mix with things in solo. That's the worst advice, because sounds blend together when they are summed. There are phasing issues that happen when you sum things. You should always start to mix in mono. No, you shouldn't. You need to check if the main elements are still there and if your mono part is not collapsing, is not come filtering like crazy, but you can totally mix in stereo. What is true is that a good mono mix will sound good in stereo. Sometimes a good stereo mix collapses in mono. You must treat every track individually. Certainly not, and especially when you EQ, you want to EQ in context because you want to make space for one track for another, and you want to check, especially when you do the low end, the phase relationships between the low end content. And when you use EQ, you change the phase, and so you want to listen how those things work together. The master bus should stay clean. It shouldn't. If you know what you're doing, if what you put on the master chain on the master channel is making your sound, leave it there. Mastering will fix your mix, nothing else to add. Mastering is making loudness false. Loudness is achieved at the mixing stage, and if you are pushing more than 4 decibels of loudness at the mastering stage, you are either squashing the transients, distorting the low end, or collapsing the whole balance and changing the balance between the elements. Low cut at 20 Hz to gain headroom. This is silly nonsense. By low cutting, you change the phase. The phase changes the alignment between frequencies, and you can create new peaks that are actually louder than the original material. So you're not gaining anything. You might even lose headroom. And last one, low cut ruins your mix. This is the opposite. Sometimes low cutting is actually what can save a mix. And either on a mix or on an individual track, there is no absolute rule, but between a kick and a bass you can have phase issues, and the low cut is actually changing the phase of one of those elements and making them work better together. So I hope this was helpful. As always, leave me some comments if you want to know more about things I talked, if you want me to take some specific points and to go deeper, if you have some questions, and also if you like this content, don't forget to hit the like and to subscribe to the channel.